Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and we're doing a video that we haven't done in a very long time. That is our Wildwood Construction update. The last time we did this video was back in May, and you're probably wondering what happened because a lot of you guys kept on sending me messages saying, where's the updates? Well, normally during the summer I don't do updates because you guys are already down here. You're seeing all the projects we've been talking about and you're checking it out yourself. But now that we're heading into the shoulder season, we're going to go ahead and give you guys updates on projects we've talked about before and new projects taking place here in the Wildwoods. Starting in North Wild, we're going to make our way through Wildwood, all the way to Wildwood Crest, and then Diamond Beach. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Plus a special thank you out to my patrons on patreon.com. It's because of them I get to do fun videos like this. If you too want to support this channel and have your name at the end of the video and a couple other perks, go ahead and click the links in the description below. Anyway, let's get started here in North Wildwood. So we're starting today's tour outside the Seaport Inn. For those who don't know, this was originally the Isle of Capri. In the off season, actually the beginning of May, they started ripping down all the old stuff. Take a look at it now. It is completely different. It is gorgeous. Look at those blue doors. I like the way they painted this. It's really bright. They did such a great job on remodeling the whole thing. Now, for those wondering, yes, Seaport Inn is related to the Seaport Pier. They have packages and things like that. And I have to admit, they did a really good job with this. They have other projects on the island that we're going to talk about a little bit later on today, but let's go ahead and continue to our next project. We are now outside the North Wildwood Veterans Park because if you haven't seen my video already, they're going to completely redo this entire area at the fall of 2023. We're going to have two new memorials, a little exercise area in the middle, and then over here where the Texaco gas station is going to be a whole park. And then across the street is going to be a 40-foot welcome tower with a water feature. Of course, that's into the fall of 2023, so I'm not going to touch on this subject for a while, but I want you to go ahead and jump back to our previous videos where we talk about this entire project. I got blueprints and other things for you guys to check out. When it's all said and done, there's going to be street parking down here on the left-hand side, trees up and down Spruce Avenue, and honestly, it's going to make the whole area look great. But let's continue. We've got a lot of projects today. We're currently at Walnut in New Jersey because the second little Nickys is finally open. Not the second because it's kind of early in the morning, but right now it is open. This is their second location. This one is going to be open year-round. The one on the boardwalk will not, but this one will. So if you come down here during the off season and you want some little Nickys, you're going to come right here and you're going to get it. It's going to be great, just like on the boardwalk. But let's continue our tour. Standing behind me is the North Shore, and over the past few years, they've done a fantastic job fixing up the building and bringing this building back to life. But if you notice, about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, they announced they're going to do a ton of renovations on the building, which is going to include a second-story bar, which you can overlook the bay looking down 3rd Avenue. And then this entire front here is going to be opened up with garage doors so they can open it up, get some fresh air in there, put some patio furniture out. It's going to be really nice. Right now, though, it's open as usual, and I don't have a date on when that's going to start, but stay with me. Now, we're going to stay in this area. We're going to move over to 5th Avenue because we got the Marina Bay Towers. Now we're outside the North Wildwood Marina because there's a ton of projects taking place in this area. Besides them, of course, fixing up just the general area, we spoke about how they want to build a 12-story tower right over here on my right-hand side. But before they can do any of that, they have to fix the Marina Bay Towers. They're going to add in some units. They started the process on some of this stuff, including a brand new boathouse, a guardhouse / lighthouse, and a restaurant. And I just want you to take a look over here because I know it doesn't look like much. They started on the boathouse not too long ago. I want to say maybe about 5 months ago, but it looks like they stopped for the summer. They will return. And then they opened up what I call Wildwood's smallest bar. I think that I'm going to have to do an individual video because it honestly has enough seating for maybe 8 people, and it's so tiny. I'm going to show you real quick. Now here's a quick little tour of what's going on. Behind me is the boathouse. You could tell they started building it, but they paused for a little bit. They left all the equipment out. I'm assuming they're going to start back up very shortly. Of course, behind this building is the Marina Bay Towers. I don't know if they started inside yet. Of course, there's no way to really see. But one thing I really wanted to point out is that they're supposed to be building this massive 4-story restaurant, and it's going to be a bar, it's going to be a club. But in the meanwhile, I guess until they're able to get the funds and build themselves, they did a few different things I find really interesting. One is building the North Wildwood's, or just Wildwood's, smallest bar. This is it. This used to be the guard tower, and now it's got high chairs, it's got a lot of things, and at night, it's a really cool place to get a drink. It's very, I mean, it really is tiny. You can literally walk from here to here, and that's the bar. But they did a really great job on fixing it up. Well, I showed you in April what they had done to like the woodwork, and I mean, they added in the chairs, they painted it blue. I feel like they redid the roof a little bit, but I have to admit, it looks really cool, and on a hot night, it's a great place to get a drink, especially if you brought your boat in, you're staying here. The one thing I really want to bring you over to is what they did on this side. You see, once again, they're supposed to be building this massive restaurant, but in the meanwhile, there used to be a restaurant here before. Now, we toured this building all the way back in March, and it was really overgrown. There really was nothing going on, but look how much work they did. They added in speakers, all this woodwork. They cleared up this whole area, added in landscaping. They added in these chairs over here. Someone told me there was a fire pit. I haven't seen a fire pit, but they redid the entire restaurant. It almost looks like it's going to be opening either, if not in the fall, maybe next year. So let me show you that. Here you can see some of the work they've done, and it looks great. It almost looks like this is going to be a bar area with TVs in the background. You can see all the wiring up there. There's bathrooms over here, which looks like they're actually open right now. And then the pizza ovens. I'm wondering if they're going to include this and make this some kind of pizza place, just because, I mean, you already have the pizza ovens there. They put in new windows. You can kind of see inside. It's nowhere near ready, but outside, it looks really, really good. They're doing a great job to update this. They added in lights. Honestly, I still can't get over this. This looks really cool. So they're doing a really great job on updating this building and getting it up to code. The one thing you're probably saying to yourself, well, when are they going to start building that 12-story tower? Well, there's a big rule put in place. You see, the city said, we'll grant you this right to build that tower, but you first need to rebuild and fix all the apartments in the Marina Bay Towers. So until that project is done, then they can finally start on the 12-story tower. So it might be some time. I estimate 2025. But then again, it all depends on funding and other things. Let's continue. We got a lot of projects to hit today, guys. And welcome to the Wildwood Boardwalk. Right now, we're currently between 26th Street and Juniper Avenue, because starting in October at the end of the season, probably around October 20th, they're going to start the next phase of the Wildwood's Reconstruction project from 26th Street all the way down to Maple. And let me tell you something, it's going to be beautiful. Exactly what you see between Oak and Maple, that's what's going to happen in these sections going that way. So more than likely, that means the tram car, which is right next to me, is going to be running right down the middle here. We will be keeping this project in all of our recap videos from now at least through May. And it's one of those things where we'll be doing drone videos, we'll be interviewing folks on the project, going onto the boardwalk. So please make sure you are subscribed. That's going to be a lot of work in the off season, but it's going to look amazing by the time you come down for Memorial Day weekend. Now, there is no end date in this kind of realm of this project because it is so massive, but I'm assured that it'll be done at least before Memorial Day weekend, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're now on Pacific Avenue, and for the next at least 20 minutes we're going to be on here because there's so many projects taking place, whether they're rebuilding the road, redoing all the buildings around us, or building brand new construction. Right now, the first one I'm going to start you off with is the 38 dwellings they're building at the old Trinity Church. You can see behind me, we're between, this is Glenwood and Magnolia. These bad boys have sprung up extremely fast. Now, earlier I talked about in Seaport Inn Motel. That is owned by BG Capital. Well, BG Capital is also building these buildings and a couple other projects we're going to showcase in a moment. But if you look behind me, we told you guys that probably by early winter, late fall, these would be done. And the way that this is moving, it's moving fairly quickly, though I'd probably say maybe mid-winter. You can see in the middle of there, they're finishing up the original units I showed you guys before. And these ones are springing up quick. Let me get out of the view for you to take a look at. There's two sections they're really working hard at, are the corner lots, the one right over here in Magnolia and Pacific, and the New Jersey and Glenwood. They kind of started here and kind of spread out, and I just want to give you guys a quick little walking tour around the building. Not too far, just a little bit to show you some of the features. And I have the drone with me, so I'll take the drone in the sky to give you a bird's eye view of the project. We're going to walk down Glenwood Avenue. There's a few things I want to share with you guys. Starting off with this building here, you can see the side of it. It's actually really long. It looks really good, except one thing that I had a question about. It's not really a concern, just kind of like a question, is why the garage so tiny? I'm going to show you this space here and tell me if your car could fit in here, because my little car could not. See what I mean? Very tiny. I don't know whose car is actually going to fit in there. I think maybe this might be for storage. I mean, it literally looks like it's maybe 6.5 feet. Let me know. Besides that, project's coming together really nicely. There's a couple of units almost completed down this way, so we're gonna walk down here. Now, if you go back to March when we first started talking about this project, I showed you the very first building that we're building, and this is it behind us. It looks really good so far. One thing I want to point out is these ones don't have balconies on the outside of the building like the ones on Pacific Avenue. Instead, keep in mind it's a big courtyard with a pool and grilling. These ones will have balconies on the other side. Now, when this project's done, I hope to go inside and give you guys a tour. At least one of the units. Got to reach at the BG Capital, see if that's possible. It is going to be really nice once it's done. Now, I do have the drone with me. Let's get that bird in the sky. Now, there are other projects taking place in the Wildwoods I really haven't talked about. Like, there's a lot of storefronts, like right over here where Mums of Words is. This right here is getting completely redone. They're gutting the inside. They put a brand new front on. It looks really, really good. So there's a lot of projects like this that we probably won't talk about, but know that especially on Pacific Avenue, with all of that different funding coming in from the state and the county, and a lot of incentive to fix things up, you'll see a lot of projects like this. I mean, if you look across the street, you've got this one above One Fish, Two Fish restaurant, which they're also redoing, a couple of houses down there as well. So a lot of smaller projects we're probably not going to touch on. So just wanted to give you that heads up in case if you say, hey, did you miss this one? We know it's there. It's just there's a lot to cover in this video already. But let's continue down Pacific Avenue. One of the businesses I do want to showcase for you guys is the Cove, because last time we were here was under construction, and man, this place looks great. Look at that sign, right? Reminds me of Key West a little bit. I love the woodwork, the coloring. I haven't been inside yet, but to be honest with you, it looks great on the outside, which means it probably looks great on the inside. We're now on Lincoln and Pacific Avenue because behind us is, or I guess kind of was, the residences on Pacific. And I'm saying it that way because this project was originally made for J1 housing. But as far as I can see, that changed a little bit. Supposedly this is now just becoming a hotel. So if it's becoming a hotel, I don't know what the new name is going to be, but they've made a lot of progress on this building since the last time we've been here. You can see most of the siding is up. They haven't started the bottom half of it, but the residences, at least on top, from the outside, looks like it's coming together really nicely. We do have the drone with us, but before we get it in the air, I kind of want to walk around the building to give you a tour. I feel like it looks a little bit different than the blueprints, so I'll have to look up the new blueprints. But I mean, I want to know, what do you guys think about the color scheme? Do you like that? Let me know in the comment section. We are going to start here on Lincoln Avenue. You can see most of the siding is up. The lighting fixtures is not up yet. And this side down here where the bar is has not been completed whatsoever yet. I'm trying to look inside the windows a little bit to peek inside, but you can't really see anything. There's someone working today putting up more siding. I'm going to cross over Pacific Avenue and Lincoln and give you a view from the Pacific side. I mean, you can tell they did a lot of work. And I feel like maybe this side here is empty because this is maybe a unit, but I feel like there should have been windows there, right? On a side note, on the other side of Pacific Avenue, kind of on the corner of Skellinger, this building here was sold. I have no idea what's going inside, but you can kind of look inside this glass and see there's really nothing going on. Yeah, I mean, it looks really bad. It was once a bank, pretty abandoned. Almost looks like, I don't even know. It's really moldy and bad inside. Here is the other side of the building. You can see they have at least one section of siding up. They still have all this bottom half to go. Not sure what's going to go down there. Probably brick of some sort. And we'll take a look in the backyard. This is the other side of the building. My question is, if it is becoming a motel, this is not enough room for parking, right? I don't believe so. You let me know in the comment section. And where's the pool going? I'm assuming maybe over there. And while I'm over here, I had to share with you guys that, yeah, Colleens is officially gone. Just an empty lot. And the crazy thing is that you didn't realize how big this lot is until they ripped down the building, because it stretches from that parking lot to the other side there. It's a lot of space. A Choice Hotel was supposed to be taking that spot, but as of right now, it doesn't look likely. I believe it's all up for sale. So stay with me on that one. I'll give you updates on that probably in the next few months. Supposedly it's gonna sell soon. Let's get the drone in the sky. So let me know if you saw anything that maybe I didn't catch. Once again, when you put the drone up, it looks very different than from down here. Now, while we're on Lincoln Avenue, a lot of you guys are asking me what's going on with the Shamrock area. Well, there is something going on. I don't want to tell you just yet because obviously nothing has passed yet. There's still a lot of talks. So right now, we'll just leave it as it's being used as storage. But let's head down Pacific Avenue a little bit more that way. We're on our last project on Pacific Avenue, and this one's actually about Pacific Avenue. From Cressy Avenue, right where Wildwood Crest starts, to right here in Montgomery, they're gonna rip up this entire road. This is gonna be a massive project and over $1 million in grant money, which means it's not gonna really impact us here on the island in terms of taxes. They're gonna rip up the entire roadway, redo all the sewers, redo the sidewalks and the curbs. It's going to be amazing. This project will start in the fall. There is no end date, but knowing all the projects down here, we're probably looking at a late spring, early summer kind of end date. It's going to be really nice once it's done. Once again, there's a lot of grant money coming to Pacific Avenue. A lot of buildings are going to get redone. The street project here, the hope is that they can do more of this down the entire way of Pacific Avenue, because for those who don't know, when it's a full moon or a high tide and it rains, unfortunately, there's a lot of water on here, so that new sewer system is going to help out. Anyway, let's continue. We're now currently on Roberts Avenue. We're down Pacific Avenue because behind me used to be a Rite Aid, and it closed a while ago once they got bought out, and then ultimately we had so many on the island they decided to close this one. Well, this is becoming a Family Dollar. That's right. This is going to be the second location on the island. There's another one at 26th Street, which I spoke to the manager. They said that they may not be closing that one. I don't really know. To me, it makes sense that they would close that one, open this one, because this will be the biggest Family Dollar I've ever seen. Now, looking at the building, you can see they changed a lot. They added in the red stripes. They also repainted the beige on the building. Now, this is nowhere ready to go. It looks like maybe late fall, this will reopen as a Family Dollar. And ultimately, right now, just they're doing a lot of work inside. I have no idea when it's going to open. Now, honestly, kind of wish it was going to be a restaurant or something, but at least something is taking the spot because it's sat empty for so long. We are taking a little detour off of our video to show you City Hall. The last time we shared this with you guys was under construction. You can tell they did a lot of work. This is still blue. They put a new Wildwood logo on here. I really like that logo on there. What do you think? And then they took care of the glass up there. Only downside is they got rid of the colors. Did you like it with the colors or without the colors? Let me know. I mean, they made it doo-wop still, but it's like a modern doo-wop. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This next project is one I know you guys are very excited about. It's the new Starbucks coming to Wildwood. And as I mentioned before, it's not one of those you can actually go inside. It's only drive through or a pickup window over here where you can literally just walk on over, get your Starbucks and head back to your house. This obviously has not started with its construction yet. Hopefully in the fall, we'll see what happens. There are a few things that have to get approved. But one other project you guys have been asking me a lot about is the Sinclair gas station right next door. And there's a lot of progress with that one, so let's walk over there. And as we're walking there, just a reminder, we have a whole video showing you the blueprints and the layout of the Starbucks. I'll put that in our Wildwood Video Archive article and in the links below. This isn't going to be just a Sinclair gas station. They're also adding in 3 storefronts, which, I mean, from the outside of the building, looks pretty much done. The parking lot, not so much, a little more time over there. Now, the Sinclair gas station still has a couple more months to go, but it looks better today than it did about a month ago, because if you look behind me, they finally have the main structure up. What took so long was that they had to dig these big holes to put in these tanks. Once the tanks got in, they had to make sure they settled properly, so they concreted them down. Then they had to layer concrete in different layers to add in some kind of, like say there's a spill, there's some kind of drainage over there. Let me go ahead and walk you guys down there to show you what it looks like so far. So this is where the gas pumps are going to be. You can see the structure is up. They actually brought in the roof not too long ago. So you got pieces here and over here. The new tanks they had to install over here in this section. I showed you before they had a lot of pumps going to keep it dry. And then you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different areas where pumps are going to be double-sided. So really, you got 12. I can't believe how big this thing is, right? You can see the bottom roof looks like it's blue and the top is white. And remember, there's going to be an entrance and exit over there and another one right over here. Also from the blueprints, that's where the Sinclair dinosaur is going to be, up there. This next project is one I know you guys are going to love. You guys know the Cork and Bottle located on Burke Avenue? Well, they are expanding a little bit and adding in what's called, I love this name, the Cork Yard. You can see right here on the side of the building, they're building out a second story on top and this amazing bar down here. It's going to be more than just this. They're going to be adding in beautiful landscaping. They're going to add in archways, lights, tables, chairs, an overhang. This place next year is going to be the place to hang out. Maybe come off of the beach right here behind the convention center and get a nice drink outside. You can actually take a look at the sign, what it's going to look like once it's done. These are just kind of like some images showing what it could look like once it is done. We are now at Bennett Avenue because behind us was the former Lou Fran. And look at it now, most of the green is gone. They finally put a roof on. They have in windows. They redid the concrete work. This building looks fantastic. Now this is going condo. I have no idea when they're going to put them up for sale or what the prices are going to be, but stay tuned for that. But I'll give you a quick little tour of the area. Ignore the fence line in the front. I'm kind of short, so I can't really look over, but look how amazing this looks. They redid the entire pool area. There's going to have a fence around there once it's done. Look at that siding. I love this new siding they're going with. That's where one of the other signs were over here. Let me know what you think about the windows. I like them. My executive producer today, Mom, does not, but I like them. Before you know it, these will be up for sale. And we're moving across the street from the Lou Fran on Bennett Avenue to the other side of Bennett Avenue, where you can see the Wildwood Motel. Now, for those who don't recall, unfortunately, a few months ago, this building caught fire on the southern side. And I'll show you in a second, but unfortunately, because of that fire, they had to lose all their reservations for the summer, and they had to close down the entire thing. You can see right now that they have a fence going around the entire property. A lot of people are asking me, what's going on with the property? I have no idea. I mean, you can kind of still smell some kind of charcoal, unless someone is barbecuing nearby, but unfortunately, this is not opening this year, and I don't know what's going to happen next year. They have an orange sticker in the window, which means that obviously no one can be in this area. It is unsafe. But let me go ahead and give you a tour of the damage. We're making our way towards the main building and the southern side. It's hard to see. I'll zoom in a little bit for you once we get under here. You can see the damage. It's very extensive. All of these rooms, the roof, everything, at least from this side all the way over, is condemned. You can see how bad it is. Everything is burnt. You can tell that the temperature was so bad, it was burning all the paint from years past. You can see blue and then orange underneath. Thank God the firemen were able to get everyone out. Everyone was safe, and they were able to put this fire out because at one point the wind was so strong it was carrying over to the next hotel, which is a Nikkis. And luckily they were able to stop it here. As we make our way down the alleyway, you can really see the damage going all the way down. Now, I was there the day that this was on fire. We did a whole drone video for you guys to check out. I'll link that down below. It's a good 10-minute long video showing how they put this fire out. They had a lot of companies here to do it. I just feel really bad for the owners. But this is the last project in Wildwood we're going to hit before we go to Cressy Avenue and continue into Wildwood Crest. We're now in front of the Crest Arts Pavilion. That's right, it's not called the Crest Living Room anymore. It's the Crest Arts Pavilion. And man, it looks great so far. Look at this entrance. We've been following this for at least 3 years as they try to figure out what to put in here, how to build it. And for the most part, the building and only the building itself is completed. They still have all the groundwork they have to do. They have to add in the parking lot, all the shrubs. In the backyard, they get the gazebos, the fire pits, the chairs. There's a lot of things they still have to do here, and I know they were planning to have this done by July, but unfortunately, supply chain, a couple other things happened, causing this to be delayed just a little bit, but I promise you, once it's done, it's gonna be fantastic. Now let me give you a little tour of the building. Starting off in the front, you can see the new entrance, looks wonderful. I love these doors. Let's take a peek inside, if we can see anything. No, really can't see much. You can see the reception desk is sitting right there. Gonna make our way to the left. Looks like there's a lot of machinery in there, a lot of furniture. That's what I think it got furniture delivered. This is where some parking and shrubs are going to be. They just laid the concrete not too long ago as well. It looks really good. Moving to the back, you can see they haven't even started any of the decoration, none of the chairs, nothing back here. But at least the arches are done. I actually really like this overhang. It's like a wave. Once this is done, the hammocks, everything's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna be a great place to hang out. Let's peek inside here. This is supposed to be a window for food. And you can see a mini kitchen. There's going to be a big door that can open and close. And here's one more view for you to check out. Let's peek inside, yeah? Here you can see the main entrance. You can see a separate room with a door. And this looks like a reception area. Across the way is where a vendor can go and sell different kinds of foods. I don't know what's actually going to go in there now. But it looks really great so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So this one, we still don't have a completion date. But to be honest with you, it looks great. I see furniture and other equipment getting delivered. So maybe it's possible this fall the main building could be open, but not the ground. I mean, it looks like there's still a lot of work to do on the outside of the building. But I have to say, the city is really doing a great job. Anyway, let's continue down. And I know you guys have been waiting for an update on the ocean holiday behind me, and I wish I could tell you right off the bat, like, oh, construction has started. I will tell you that construction will start this fall. Everything did pass. It's taking time. I do have to say there is other equipment that was added in here not too long ago. I don't know if that has to do anything with the actual building, like the forklift was moved. This trailer was brought in not too long ago, and you can kind of see some scaffolding kind of piling up. So it looks like pretty soon they'll build up scaffolding and get started on this project. It has changed a lot with the blueprints. I need to get the updated one, but as of right now, it still looks like they're gonna be closing off the entire section over there and then building up a second level, adding in a pool, and then parking underneath. So hopefully in the next few months, we'll see some action here. We are now in front of the ocean view, and man, I have dreams about this building because every night I talk about this thing so much that I literally think about it 24/7. So you probably thought I was gonna say, I don't know what's gonna happen here. We still have no idea. Well, things are still coming in. A lot of information still coming in, but I can tell you, we saved it. We saved the lobby, the building. An amazing project is gonna take place here. Stay with me because in the next few months, you're gonna see a lot of information come out. And this place is going to be the best place in the Crest once it's done. I promise you that. So, yeah, I promise you that. So stay tuned for that. So stay with me when it comes to the ocean view. Hopefully in a few weeks, we'll be able to give you guys some more information. But behind me, a lot of you guys have been asking about the Admiral and the windows. Well, that's what they look like. You can zoom in on the windows and see what they are. I don't know. You tell me, do you like the new windows? Do you miss the bigger windows? I mean, the doo-wopper in me says I miss the bigger windows, but I completely understand why you'd want the smaller ones. It's going to save you a lot of money on electricity when it comes to running all of your AC units. But we've got one more project to hit, and it's Mahalo Diamond Beach. So this is hour number 4 of us filming today, but for you guys, it's probably, 30 minutes in, but we're finally at our last construction update, and this one's really not a construction update per se because it's done. This is Mahalo Diamond Beach, and before someone says, no, this is technically Wildwood Crest, there's a defining line right down Jefferson that divides Diamond Beach and Wildwood Crest. So while technically, yes, this is Wildwood Crest, but it's also Diamond Beach at the same time. They just chose the Diamond Beach name. But Mahalo, it looks absolutely amazing. We were here just before they finished. They finally got in all the furniture. And so I'm going to give you a quick little tour before we call this video quits. This is going to be the second location on the island because where the Ocean Holiday is, that's supposed to be their first location. That's Mahalo Wildwood. And here you can see all the beautiful palm trees they have out. This beautiful, beautiful entrance. Got these panels, the flowers. I love these kind of shutters. You can see inside. I think eventually we're going to try to do a tour inside. But they've got the bamboo up there, these beautiful chairs. You see it's kind of like a little reception area. They really did a great job. And this is part of the Icona brand. And you could tell the amount of work they put in this building. I mean, even next to the doors, they've got all that woodwork going on. The woodwork up there. You can see even down to the poles, they put decorations on the poles. They went theming 100% with this building. They added in this canopy up top with some chairs. And even more palm trees in the back. Now I know this hotel is not 100% done. I've actually had people reach out to me and say that they had to cancel the reservations that they canceled because the hotel rooms, not all of them were fully done. You can definitely see that there's still a lot of equipment over here from rugs. There's actually furniture inside there, but this is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't want to show you the backyard because people are definitely in the pool, but you can hear a waterfall back there and you can definitely see some palm trees. Woo, so there you guys go. That was the most updated Wildwood Construction update video. We visited so many properties today. If there's one that we missed that you guys want to see on here, let me know in the comment section. And I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. And a special thank you out to my patrons on patreon.com. It's because of their support I get to do fun videos like this, and you too can support this channel. Be a part of our Patreon, have your name at the end of the video, get some extra perks. All you have to do is click the links in the description below. Anyway, I'm Joey. Stay safe and sound. As always, I'll see you on the beach, which luckily we're on right now. I'll see you later. Bye.